What's up, people? I am now on my webcam on my laptop. Um, Kind of a fire setup. Like I feel like it's nice. It's like up and close. I'm on my bed. It's just a vibe. I mean, I was already on my bed in the last video, but yeah, actually, I filmed a video not last night, but the night before, like to keep the streak going. That was day three. Um, but um, but yeah, like I put my phone to record and I spoke for like maybe 15, 20 minutes. I turned the phone around and it was like, oh, storage full, and it had recorded like a minute of the whole thing. um so yeah, I'm gonna need to figure that out, like upload some of my videos and stuff to my hard drive so that I can have space. um and yeah, but basically what in that whole thing, actually, because right now I can see myself, and I don't really like that because I'm just looking at myself. I don't know if there's a way. Wait. Oh, there we go. I think that would work. On the MacBook, when you turn down the brightness all the way, it just goes black. But I know it doesn't always last forever. I might have to do it every once in a while. But yeah, I don't like looking at myself when I'm talking to you guys because it just feels like, I don't know. It feels like, I don't know, you just focus on yourself, your facial expressions and stuff, and I want to focus on outwardly expressing what I'm saying, if that makes sense. But yeah, basically, the day before yesterday, I talked about rest and how rest is necessary and it comes in phases. I'm not gonna cover everything I said, but it was about that stuff. Like I was just feeling like my body, as you can still hear, and everything is just asking me to chill and slow it down. Um, Cause yeah, I feel like I started the year, which is kind of unlike me. Cause like the recent years, I realized that for me, like the start of the year, or just the time when I'm really like starting new beginnings, whether that's like new projects or new routines or whatever. I want to have energy and outwardly just like, yeah, it's blooming. New ideas are blooming. It's springtime for me, you know. So like around March is when that usually kicks off. So for me, like I don't really tend to set crazy goals or anything for January, just because it feels like, yo, we just entered winter. This is the time of like resting, recuperating, slowing down, charging up, because spring is coming in a few months, and that's when you're gonna be expressing and stuff. But for some reason this year, I felt it. Like I set some goals, and I felt like it was a good time for me to um yeah, like start a whole schedule and everything. Um and it was cool. Like it lasted for about a month, or yeah, about a month. But then with these like two dance events back to back, I don't know, I just felt a little burned out, I guess, physically. Um and the thing is, it's not like I'm even doing crazy amounts. I feel like maybe I could have sustained that stuff had I not been wasting possible rest time on like social media and consumption, because a lot of times, and that's kind of what not all of it, but that was one of the main points that I was talking about, which was actually inspired by this other guy's video, a guy called Connor Woodward. Um, and yeah, basically, like true rest is when you aren't consuming on our phones or on our laptops, on our TVs, whatever, listening to music. Even though I find that listening to the right type of music can be a lot more restful than like consuming content. But yeah, basically, true rest is when you're literally resting, like maybe sitting down, just meditating on something, just being present, maybe praying, giving gratitude, taking a nap, sleeping, laying down, just with your eyes closed. Even going on a walk can be restful, going on a brisk walk, or anything like that, but it's not really the things that we sometimes overdo, like consuming content or whatever. And yeah, I'm not gonna get too much into it, but that's basically the main point. And he was basically saying how these different seasons of like taking action and then resting, they oscillate and they're both important, and they're both necessary. Like you cannot just constantly be go go go. Um, and yeah, but then a lot of times what we end up doing is we're kind of like halfway in between both. Like we're not really taking action, but we're not fully letting ourselves rest, and then we procrastinate and we waste time, and we're just in this meh type of situation. But yeah, that was the video that I basically filmed, and I talked about other things. He gave a lot of examples and stuff. But yeah, I don't feel like regurgitating the whole thing again. And yeah, that's basically what that was. I'm also just a little bit sleepy right now. Yeah, my body hasn't fully recovered, and yeah, I don't know. I really just want this to be for me because I feel like maybe my parents will watch this again. Um, but they're like supportive and everything. They're super supportive, and I feel like they always want to check out whatever I'm doing. So if I'm posting stuff, whether that's like a song or a video on Instagram or a YouTube video or whatever, they want to check it out and they give me feedback, or they're like, yo, that was cool or whatever. And that's dope, but I feel like mom or dad, if you're watching this, at the end of the day, this right here is for me, to express myself, and I don't want to be thinking about what if I say something that my parents don't like or they don't agree with, because it's like, dude, this is for me. So we'll see if that bugs me, like if they keep telling me stuff, or not that they told me anything wrong, they were just like, my mom basically just responded to one of the things I was saying, which is completely fine and normal. But at the same time, if that becomes a thing that I have to like, or that I subconsciously worry about, like I feel like, oh, what am I gonna say here? I don't want it to be brought up, or I don't feel like talking about this to my mom or whatever. If I have to, I'm gonna make a random channel with a random name or something and just start posting there, because I mean, I feel like knowing the way the YouTube algorithm works, like it might just pop up on their stuff really, really quickly after I make it. But yeah, I don't want to have to worry about that stuff. So I just had to put that out there. And yeah, it's literally like a video journal, And I guess you could say, well, if it's a video journal, why don't you just keep it to yourself? Like, why don't you just film these videos and keep them in your library? And that would be very fair point. So I guess it's a video journal that I also do want to share, and maybe you'll help someone, or maybe you'll start a conversation and it'll be dope. But it's not meant for everyone, and not everyone will get it or care. And just because you may know me personally in real life doesn't mean that you should necessarily be watching this. But obviously, like, it's a free world in it. If I get what is it called? Like, if I freeze up or I don't fully share authentically because I think someone I know might be watching, that in itself is something that, like, if anything, I can work on. Or like I said, make a random channel that no one knows about. But yeah, we shall see. I mean, that's kind of how I thought of it, because like I haven't actually like necessarily told anyone that I'm making these at all. Like literally no one. I haven't posted about them anywhere. But of course, this channel is a channel I've had for many years, and a lot of people, but a lot of old friends and some of my current friends and family are subscribed. So like I can't really blame them for watching it when it pops up on their feed. But yeah, we'll see. We'll get figured out in the future. But I want to keep doing this, and I don't have to worry about any of this stuff. And whatever I have to do to achieve that, whether internal or external, will be done. Let me just check. Yeah, I'm still recording. And yeah, I want this to be a safe space. No, I want this. This is a safe space. And yeah, actually, another thing that just popped up in my head. I just started this movement therapy program, which is like a month-long program. It's 7 sessions, and it's organized and curated and led by Eva Marmarova, or I guess Marmarova actually, but yeah, who's one of the choreographers I've been going to dancing with for the last few months, and she's super fire, and she's super, like, you can tell she's just interested in like the more spiritual stuff, emotional stuff, internal stuff. I'm not sure, but I think she's into like energetics and like whether that's qigong, tai chi, chakras, whatever. There's many different prisms that you can look through it, but like our internal energy, she seems like someone that's interested in that. And as far as I know, her and some of her close friends are. Don't quote me on that. Um, and yeah, so she started this thing, and I've done dance therapy or movement therapy twice before in two different locations, and I thought it was really, really cool and really nice. And I think in the modern dance scene, sometimes we get overly focused on the result or how things look, like doing the coolest choreo or combo and like a cool song, and like it has to be shot in a kind of a cool way. I don't know, it's very like social media orientated, at least what I've experienced. Obviously, there's so much underground and so many people doing it without even posting anything. But like the big names that go to all these camps are pretty much all people that have a really big social media following, and for them to keep that up, they have to be posting and stuff, and they have to have like that wow effect. And obviously their dancing is already has that wow effect, but basically they have to be active on social media, and you end up looking up to them, so you're also like, yo, I want to be active on social media. It's kind of the way to share art nowadays, or a very big way. It's dope, nothing wrong with that, but it's just cool to do something in this case where it's literally nothing to do with that. There is no choreo. It's just about connecting to yourself and your body through movement, and seeing what comes up and being there for the emotions that come up. Super dope, super healing. And yesterday was the first session. It was like fairly chill for me. Like I was a little worried or like a little anxious in the beginning. But then that quickly kind of got dissolved when we started doing some of the practices to release energy, and then we started getting into the movement. Man, yeah, overall, it was really cool. It was cool to connect with other people there through dance and through movement, and to help each other and to create that safe space for us to explore our emotions, maybe some suppressed emotions. We don't even know what's going to come up, and that's exciting. So yeah, just wanted to say that, and yeah, I hope for everyone to have an outlet for things in ways that they can cultivate and discover their internal world and their internal energy and maybe their emotions that they may not be aware of. And for different people, that's going to be different things, but I do think that movement and just the body is a big part of that. You can do a lot of things that are mental and like just meditations and focus and all this stuff, but I do think that the body itself, whether it's movement or whether it's just curating awareness of the body, but especially I feel like movement can be super beneficial to just explore, because the body does keep a lot of that. I think a lot of people say that the body is kind of like the physical representation of our unconscious or a subconscious. I think it's unconscious. And yeah, it's just interesting, like activating it and moving it in a certain way and being aware of certain parts of it are many times literally correlated to certain emotions or certain traumas and stuff. I don't know too much about it. I do have this book called The Body Keeps the Score, which is, it's like a big book, and just like PTSD and trauma related literature. Yeah, these are all like recent things, man. Even like the term PTSD has only been around, I think, for like 30 years or so, 35 years after the Vietnam War. Because obviously a lot of these people were just severely messed up when it comes to all the trauma they experienced. And that's when I think people really started to investigate that and not just claim that, I don't know, they're just crazy or something. And yeah, it's interesting, man. It's interesting stuff. We'll see where it takes me. I'm excited to discover through movement and stuff like that. And I think that's it for today's video. You know, just felt like, well, not necessarily checking it off, but also kind of checking it off. Like it doesn't. It's not always gonna feel comfortable or feel like I have something to say. I just grab the phone, or in this case, the laptop, and just talk and just see what happens. So yeah, peace. Have a good day, y'all.